And welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking about a video that was sent to me. In this video, there's a guy who's in the trucking industry, and he's talking about what's going to be taking place in January. In January, he's saying that Canada will not allow any trucks through from the U.S. unless the driver has proof that they have been vaxxed. Now, what he is saying is that a lot of truck drivers are not for that because they feel like they don't have a whole lot of contact with the people, that they're just, they're over the road. And so they have minimal contact, should I say, depending on what type of load they are carrying. Not all truckers actually have to deal with the unloading process. Many times when you get your truck to a location, the company has to get their load off of that truck, whether you're pulling up to a loading dock or you have a high-low or whatever. But a lot of times, not in every case, but in many cases, the trucker is just getting the load from point A to point B, right? And he doesn't necessarily unload, so he's not necessarily dealing with the people directly. Now, even in cases where the trucker is unloading, that is minimal contact. So they are feeling like they shouldn't have to do this if that is their situation, okay? Whether you're for or against this is just a mindset that some people have, right? And so what I wanted to talk about is the fact that a lot of people, consumers, okay, they are not thinking about the fact that the merchandise that they need, things that they are buying and things that they use on a daily basis has to come from somewhere. Most people think that as long as I go to the store, it's going to be there, or if it's not on the shelf, that there's some magical room in the back where you can just go and make things happen, to where you can say, can you go to the back and restock this, that, or the third? And it doesn't work like that. The back room in many cases is not storage for some facilities. The back room is sometimes has other purposes as well, depending on where you go. Some people do have things stocked in the back, but some places don't, right? And so with that being said, this guy is saying that, people better understand that things that they depend on, which is shipped from this place to that place, flown from this place to that place, if you have people in the industry who are not cooperating with what is being told to them or what is being mandated of them, that is going to affect you. Now, he wanted to make it known. He said, this is not coming from the truckers. He says, this is something that the governments are doing, the government of Canada or the U.S. or whatever country you're going into. These are things that they are putting into place that are going to affect its citizens, right? That being said, we've been saying this for years, actually, okay, that people need to prepare. You need to prepare. You need to stock up. You need to fortify. You need to do whatever it is you have to do to secure your family's life, okay? Too many times we have all been guilty of this, where we depend on something outside of us to supply our needs, okay? I know that you can't supply all of your needs in terms of the things you need to buy, but at least you can get to the point where you can do what you can, right? Even if you don't have land to plant anything right now, at least buy the seeds, okay? At least make that one step, and the other step may be made for you. Someone may say, well, look, you can use my yard. Or you might stumble upon a plot of land that they only want $200 for, or $500 for, right? You may come into a situation to where you have a problem solved, rather than just sitting there and waiting for the system to go back to normal, because they have made it very clear that the normal we once knew is not coming back. The normal we once knew is not coming back. So that means that you are responsible for you. I'm responsible for me, okay? Now, we have talked about so many times on this channel and on our ministry channel that people need to come together, right? We have said this, I don't know how many times, that people need to come together. People need to work together. But I've also said this, that it's easier said than done. You can't just say come together with people just because they got blood in their veins, right? Just because they're a breathing human flesh being. You can't just come together with anybody, because some people are filled with the devil, okay? And you want to surround yourself with people. If it comes to that, surround yourself with people that you can trust. It's a reason why I keep saying this, because sometimes we think that we can make a friend out of anybody. Sometimes we think that all we have to do is purpose in our minds that I'm just going to trust somebody and that they're going to fall in line with being able to be trusted. It don't work like that, okay? In these trying times, we all have work to do, whether it's working on yourself to make yourself trustworthy, or whether it is preparing your life for what is to come. Things are changing fast. They're escalating quickly. And as I did one video yesterday, I talked about the fact that they are reporting that these weather events, and we can see it for ourselves too, whether they report on it or not, but major weather events are becoming more and more frequent and more severe and devastating. We are starting to see this. There is no getting around this. So what we must do is prepare for the worst. Prepare for the worst. And no one wants to think about what can happen down the line. No one wants to think about that. But it doesn't matter what we want to do. It matters what we must do. Okay? What we want to do and what we must do, what we have to do, are just completely different. Okay? In our minds, we think that this world is just going to get better and better. More peace is going to be established. People are going to just start loving one another, treating one another right. And it just ain't working like that. It ain't panning out like that. So when we hear such warnings, as what this truck driver is saying, we need to take heed. He's in the industry. He knows what is being talked about. He knows what is required of them, right? And he knows what some of his buddies are thinking as well. Many of them are leaning in the same direction. And so we must prepare ourselves as those who depend on these services. We must prepare ourselves. I have things that I ordered back in more than 6 months ago, and it's still not here. And they're telling us possibly February we should get it. And so it's coming from overseas, right? It's coming from overseas. But we've talked about the fact that even shipments from overseas have been delayed, have been stopped, have been choked up. And so things are changing quickly. They are changing quickly. Things that we thought we can get like that are no longer available. So what are you going to do about that? Are you going to sit and twiddle your thumbs? Are you going to complain? Are you going to wait until something happens? You know how they say, I'm going to wait until my change comes? Well, your change can come by you performing some action, by you doing something. Faith without works is dead. A lot of people say they're going to simply just have faith. I want to encourage you to do just that. But remember this also, faith without works is dead. So you can say you have faith all you want to, but if you are just sitting in the seat of do nothing, your faith will profit you nothing. It is what it is. And so I just wanted to give you all this brief update. Like I said, if I remember, I will put a link in the description area or the comment area to this guy's video where he is talking about what is going to be happening starting in January with any shipments that are coming back and forth between the United States and Canada. Okay, the same could be said for other areas as well. Things are escalating quickly, so we don't have time to sit and twiddle our thumbs and talk. And we don't have time to get caught up in garbage on the internet, because I see a lot of that happening, and I'm just getting tired of it. And we need to focus on more realistic things. That's what we need to focus on, y'all. So it's time to get it together, fortify, do what you have to do that's legal, okay, to take care of you and your family and your situation. I'm done with this video. Until next time.